Hello everyone and welcome back to Middle-earth. This is Bloodborne. Got some cool stuff I want to talk to you today about. We are looking at update 17, which brings us Minas Tirith. As some of you may have already noticed, I am standing within the throne room in the Tower of Ecthelion. It's been a long time coming to this. 8 years. And we can finally see the Throne of Men. Pretty impressive. This room by itself is astonishing. I'm very impressed with the artwork in this update, and I can't wait for you guys to see it live. It's fantastic, and it's breathtaking. For a game that's 8 years old, this looks very, very good. As I head outside, there are quite a few things that are of note for this update. So we'll jump right into it. There is no level cap increase, which is good in my opinion. I don't think we need one at this point. Let's go up to the spike here. This update includes one zone that has 3 regions in it. So we have Old Anorian, which has 3 regions of Talith Anor, the Pelennor Fields, and Minas Tirith. It's a pretty big zone, not gonna lie. We also have 2 new epic battles, or big battles. One is the Defense of Minas Tirith. The other is the Hammer of the Underworld. Currently in build 1, Hammer of the Underworld is not available. I took a peek at Defense of Minas Tirith last night, and it looks like it's going to be a fun big battle. Kind of odd saying that, but it looks fun. There's a lot happening in it, and you're actually defending Minas Tirith. So, go out and take a peek. And yes, I did do the Denethor last night. Maybe I'll do it for you guys here on the video too. So you can see Osgiliath off there in the distance. Okay, and we can see that the orcs are already kind of encroaching. The fires are spreading. You can see how big this city is. That's one side. And here's the other side. It's a big city. It takes a little while to get to the top, but it's worth it. The view is fantastic. So there's the White Tower of Ecthelion. It is quite a sight. So a couple things to talk about here. We talked about the new regions that are here, which if we take a peek at the map, here is our Minas Tirith map. These little gold sections right here, these are your rampways to the upper levels. So on the bottom ring here, it's going to be this southern ramp that'll bring you up here, then you come north, then back south. So you kind of wiggle your way back and forth until you get up to the Citadel layer. Okay. If we scroll out just a little bit, we're going to have the Pelennor, containing the Pelennor Fields. And you can already see within the map all this land right here being under siege and burning and whatnot. You can see Osgiliath out here. This will take you to Lasarnak. And then if we kind of come out a little bit, we have the over map of Old Anorian. The other zone that we do have is Talith Anor, which is a fairly big zone. I did take a walk up to Caer Andros, and I'm not able to get through a gate there, so I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. Some other things to note with this update. We do have an increase to crafting, but not crafting rep, which I'm personally a fan of. So we do have crafting tier 10. That includes new nodes and new recipes for level 100. Finally, we do finally have our level 100 recipes. That being said, you can also now do two things. You can stack your crafting materials up to 500 in a stack, and number two, you can actually harvest all nodes from horseback in all regions, which is fantastic. For farmers, there is no longer a distinction between any of the farmlands. So there's not like a vegetable one and a grain one. If it's just farmland, you can just go do whichever one you need to do, which is pretty cool. Eastern Gondor crafting nodes have been replaced with the tier 10 crafting nodes. So any of the stuff that you've been previously harvesting that was Aerlingus in Eastern Gondor will be replaced with the Anorian Skarn, Zircon, tattered Anorian parchments, and poplar is the wood. I do not think there is a new one for leathers and hides, though. I don't see that listed. The other thing to note is that with cosmetics, this is something I was taking a peek at earlier. Let's see if I'm looking at this one. You can now actually hide your weapons when you are idle, when you're not in combat, which I think is pretty cool. So you can actually run around without weapons on, without having to unequip them. There's this in the cosmetic panel, there are actually little eyes here, kind of like if you were showing stuff in the first place, like the rest of your gear. So you can actually not have to unequip the items to not show them. So when you get into combat, they will show. Nice little perk there. Also with cosmetics, the rules have loosened. So with the exception of staffs, halberds, and spears, everything's kind of loosened up. They've kind of created just categories that you can put different things into. So like just one-handed weapons, again with the exception of a few. So I can put a dagger in place of an axe. I can put an axe in place of a sword, as long as it's of one-handed type, which is pretty cool. And then same with two-handeds. All shields are interchangeable now cosmetically, which is pretty nice. Two-handed hammers, axes. Oh, halberds fit into the category of two-handed hammers and axes. So that's nice. So you can swap out halberds with other things. So that's kind of nice. And so don't try to dye shields anymore, because that was not working as intended, and they're not doing that. And then the sizing should be fixed. The last thing I really want to hit on with this update is with the legendary system. And if I pop over and look at my legendaries here, let me see, where's my one that's capped out? Here we go. So notice my tiers. This one I actually had maxed out with the exception of my DPS legacy. The legacies actually are going up to 38. If you were capped out, it'd go up to 38 automatically. Those are the ones that are unlocked. And then you have the ability to unlock 6 more. So you're looking at 42 more scrolls of empowerment per legendary, which the initial reaction from a lot of people was that this is too much. And I disagree. I don't think that's too much. The people that want to get their legacies all the way up are going to get their legacies all the way up. You get them up by just doing content, just running stuff, and you'll get your legacies taken care of. Your legendaries are not going to grow with you if they never advance. And I don't think just adding a level or two or a tier or two would be enough. Just wouldn't really be worth it. So, and again, this is really the first pass at this type of system. So this is the first time they've expanded it. So this is going to take a lot of feedback from players to know, is this too much? Is it not enough? In my opinion, I don't think it's too much. You're going to be doing content anyway. And if you're worried about your legendaries, you're probably somebody that is doing group-based content. You know, I know there's going to be exceptions to that, but all in all, you're probably going to be doing stuff. So that being said, that's the bulk of what we have right now. Also, there's a little tidbit here. The new LOTRO store. New LOTRO store looks fantastic. It's scalable, searchable, it's very quick. And you can actually try it on right from here. And look how fast that is. So that's also coming with that update, and I think this is going to be a very solid update. It's a very pretty one. It's a large update. It has a lot of good stuff in it. I encourage you guys to check out the dev tracker with the patch notes on it for build 1 and see what you think. Post on it, comment on this video, and let me know what you think. Is there something that you were expecting to see, wanting to see? Let me know. I want to hear from you guys. So on that note, I'm going to leave you here. Make sure to comment on the video. Like it if you like it, dislike it if you didn't like it. And I hope to see you guys soon in the streams. Take care.